I think, especially being a young female, you have a lot of pressures to look, act, be a certain way, to want to become a specific thing because you have an archetype that's set out for you, that's ascribed by your gender. What you will be able to do and what you can achieve is very much limited in some ideological box that I think is very hard for people to break out of.
Yes. Well, mostly from your family or parents, because sometimes they would rather you be someone that you might think that you're not able to get there.
I feel like I've got like certain pressure. I guess like being the only male in the house, I feel like I have that pressure to provide for my family.
Education for me, it's alright. I know that I need it for the future to, know what I want to do in the future, because that's what kind of like school helps you out in a way. And I think that is very important that we all get an education because, at the end of the day, it gives you an idea of what you might like and what you might not like.
For a long time, it was super, super rocky, but like within the last like 3 years, as I've gotten older, I've started to appreciate like the opportunities I've been given. Obviously, with free education, like so many people in the world don't have that. So yeah, it's like on and off. I'm not amazingly happy with the course, but I'm just gonna use it as like new lessons, like to help build my own character, to teach myself how to teach myself.
For me, school was really difficult. I didn't have a lot of like friends growing up, and I think maybe that's because I don't know, I always saw myself as different or not really fitting in.
Well, personally, I'm not always on social media, or I sometimes would rather be home alone and like watch a film by myself, or if not, like hang out with friends.
I think all young people are expected to sort of fulfill that teenage experience where you go out a lot and you live your best life before you have to deal with adult pressures like taxes and bills and mortgages. But I think a lot of people don't do that. There are definitely people who do fulfill that stereotype, but a lot of people just do whatever makes them happy, I would hope. And if that is being alone or being comfortable being by yourself, which isn't the same as being lonely, then I think that's really important that people do.
Not really, like everyone who I socialise with understands that I work all the time and that I have like such like passion for what I want to do, that they just kind of like understand that I can't do things with them.
Me personally, I've always had issues with anxiety and never feeling like I was good enough for anyone or anything. And I think hopefully as a person growing and getting older, I'm starting to learn that that isn't the case.
Personally, I've suffered from anxiety, and every time like I tried to show who I really am, it was kind of really hard for that, because I felt like either people didn't care or people would just take the mick out of me.
Like, but me personally, I don't think I've had like mental health issues, but like I would suffer from panic attacks every now and again, like if I'm extremely stressed. But over the years, I've just learned to deal with it.
That's a heavy question. I think that
I know that's a huge topic.
I feel like the more you post, it's kind of like, oh, I'm doing this, and sometimes it's a fun thing. And because it's kind of like a fun thing, other people will think that their lives are boring. So in a way, it can affect people's life, especially young people's life.
For me personally, I use it as like fuel for like my passion, like the fire. If you're self-conscious about your work or your body, and then you go onto places like Instagram, stuff like that, or even if you look in like the tabloids, like everyone's so skinny, and it can mess with you if you're not like expecting that, and like where it's like every day, it can really mess with your mind.
I think for young people especially, it's changed maybe the way that we're able to have face-to-face relationships with others around us. I can see its positive benefits. Like, we've never been more connected as a society, but we've also never been more alone.
Mostly my friends would describe me as this bubbly, energetic kind of person who, you know, floats around, makes people smile.
I think outward looking, you see, well, I'm visibly, most people would assume female. I'm white passing for a lot of people. A lot of people would assume, listening to my voice, that I'm middle class.
Hopefully, as a hardworking individual, and just someone that's just like all around nice.
The hall is choked with too many desks. Bodies and minds too young to mount the seats of pressure. Yet the clock invigilates. The pens of shaking hands scribble as though ink were breath and breath acid. The pen of a girl who is too smart for her good. The pen of the boy who would rather laugh than soak. The pen of another girl whose words seems to run away from her. With order that she cannot make sense of, ink is tired. And exam boards cannot see flesh minds. Beneath the boundaries of grades, boundaries wearing to rust will not hold the dancer, the dyslexic, the anxious, the banker, the actress, the depressed. The hall is overwhelmed with triple desks, and all we can see, there are no veils. And bliss does not know the face of ignorance. Intelligence has no shape, and seriousness is pleading the urgency of now. Social pressure, the web, and its webbing of lives outside these walls. If everything as it seemed, then seeming is a lie. Nettings of false representations. Mind 8 times the picture of deception. Remove the strings from chained hands. The identity woven to us. The truth, the mental of all of us. The halls will soon be empty. The bodies will lose their elicity. The grades will fade. The pictures, and the hearts that follow them. We will have the colours of minds, the humming of awareness, because ignorance has no place in our mental health. The youth is now, and the youth is the future.
Well, personally for me, I love to dance. So because I love to dance, I kind of relieve my stress when I'm dancing.
Hopefully some great films, some great photography that can, I don't know, gives someone who needs it an escape from their everyday life.
Just want to make the people around me as happy as I possibly can. Whether or not I can do that with my artwork and affect other people is an entirely different matter, but I would like to think that at some point the things that I create and I produce will positively affect people or open up conversations about important issues.